Hey Scorpio, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 28th through no, June 28th. June 28th through July 4th. We're going to connect here and see what's going on for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. If you happen to stumble upon this video outside of the date range I just mentioned, don't you worry, you found it when you were meant to find it. So we're going to connect here and see what is going on here. Keep in mind these are general readings. Not every message will resonate, but take the ones that do. All right, without further ado, my darlings, let's jump right on into this. See what messages are coming up. So your first card is the Six of Pentacles, okay? There's a couple of ways that we can look at this, okay? It's actually a few ways. There are financial ways that we can look at it, and there are energetic ways that we can look at it. Sometimes the energetic ways happen before the financial ways happen. But traditionally speaking, Six of Pentacles is the ideal financial situation. And so what that is basically there's money coming in. You have money put away for the future. Money continues to come in. You continue to put money away for the future, but you also have enough to where you can enjoy life and you can do the things that you want to do, and you can be generous towards others when you feel moved to do so, right? If you feel like you want to pay it forward and help somebody out, or you want to donate or help some organization or a charity, you're able to do that philanthropic kind of stuff. Now, Six of Pentacles also comes in with the energy of being out of debt. Okay, so some of you Scorpios might be looking at this. Maybe some of you are looking at it in terms of, you're like, man, I wonder if I've paid my karmic debts. You might be looking at it like energy to be paid forward. But you just might be in this energy where you're like, you want to be free and clear. You don't want to owe anybody anything. So some of you might be, tying up loose strings in that way. Six of Pentacles can also indicate a windfall of money, some miracle coming in, some assistance coming in, someone being generous with you. Energetically speaking, this is the give and take energy, okay? Scorpios tend to be very, very loyal, okay? And sometimes to a fault. It kind of came up in last week's reading too, I think. Excuse me. So Six of Pentacles is like we're starting to align with people who don't just take but also give back. So if you've had a cycle where you felt in the past that it was always about what you did for the other person, or you were the one that kept things together, or you kept things going, or people have seen you and your family as like you're the hub, right? Like you're the person that keeps everything going. You're the person who keeps everybody in contact. You're the person who keeps, everyone together, or solves or fixes everything. Six of Pentacles is coming out of that energy and coming into the energy of where we're aligned and surrounded by people who give back the same energy, right? Like it's reciprocal. It's reciprocal. So if you felt like, I don't know, my relationships feel very one-sided, like I'm doing all the work, I'm doing all the effort, you may be coming out of that when Six of Pentacles is coming up. Overall, it's a very positive card. It's definitely positive and welcomed energy to be coming in. Now, keep in mind, these are really big changes. So some of you will be lucky enough to have that fruit this week, so to speak, right? And some of you have opportunities coming in or are taking steps that are aligning you with that Six of Pentacles energy. That's like the beginning of that process, the door opening to the things that are leading you to this kind of energy. But Six of Pentacles, as I said, is very positive. I also feel here that some of you are being more cautious or more selective as far as who you're being generous towards. And again, if I'm not mistaken, I think a similar message came up for Scorpio for the week prior to this one. I think last week the message was some of you were setting boundaries because there were people that you were helping or that you were being generous. It doesn't only have to be with money. It could be with time and energy, where they were just downright being disrespectful. And Scorpio was coming into the energy of, no, it's not going to happen like that anymore. You can't be disrespectful and get all the benefits. But I think that the Six of Pentacles in this way is coming up, like it's going even further than that now. Like you're realizing, you're like, I really want to give my time or my energy to people who I feel really need it. So I feel you're being very selective in who you're sharing yourself with, who you're sharing your time with, who you're sharing your resources with. Your next card that's coming up, your Scorpio, is the Eight of Cups. I'm sorry, not the 8, the 7 of Cups. Now, Seven of Cups can be a lot of different energies here. Seven of Cups can be having a lot of options. Seven of Cups can be feeling very overwhelmed, feeling very overwhelmed, like in a positive way, like it just feels like you're dreaming or a dream come true, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. So this can be very positive energy. I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love readings, and unfortunately Eight of Cups gets typecast or stereotyped as like, oh, this is someone who is considering a lot of other people and they're treating you like an option. And that can be the meaning of the card sometimes, depending on what we're focusing on and the other cards that come up around it and the energy of the situation. But in the weekly forecast, I want to focus on you, Scorpio. I'm not focusing on love or romance or other people in the weekly forecast. If you want love reading, the love readings are linked in the description of the video. You can check out the love reading separately. But Seven of Cups, let's put aside the stereotypes and the typecasting. The Seven of Cups is going to be basically about this energy of having to choose where you want to put your focus or how you want to move forward. Seven of Cups comes up in my readings a lot of the times when someone is breaking out of limited thinking, and before they felt stuck because they felt like there was no chances, there was no options. And now it's like, oh my gosh, I see so many possibilities, and now I feel stuck because I'm not sure what to focus on. Okay, sometimes there's a fear that we're going to choose wrong because we have this one remaining limited belief that we think that we like stupid things, or we choose the wrong things. And sometimes that can come from childhood, and I've talked about it in other videos. But this is about being confident in yourself, confident in your decisions, giving yourself permission to want what you want and to go for it. If you're feeling confused and if you're feeling overwhelmed, because you're like, I don't know which direction I want to go in. Some of you have money coming in and you're like, I don't want to mess this up. Some of you are coming out of like a financial drought, and now that things are moving forward, you're like, I want to be smart with my money this time. And some of you are like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. Do I invest it? Do I do this? So Eight of Cups, I'm sorry, I keep saying Eight of Cups. Seven of Cups is basically saying, look, take a moment, write down all the possibilities, all the options, all the things you're considering doing, whether it's financial or career change or moving or whatever it might be, whatever. Like, write down what these cups are. Maybe there's more than 7 of them, but write them out. And then one by one, daydream. Imagine yourself living that life, having made that choice. And as you're daydreaming and visualizing this in your mind, focus on what you're feeling. Which of the scenarios made you feel the happiest? Which of the scenarios gave you a sense of like fulfillment, or you felt excited to think about that, or you felt excited about that kind of a future? Then you can narrow it down. All right, these are the ones that I felt the most excited about. These are the ones that resonated with me. Once you have that list, now you start doing your research. What do I have to do to make this happen? Do I have to find a teacher? Do I have to find a lawyer? Do I have to find a advisor? Do I have to take a class? Do I have to get a certain certification or licensing? Do I have to purchase equipment? Is it going to require travel? Is it going to require moving? How might I go about doing that? Okay, like start doing the research. Once you do this, all of a sudden, right before your eyes, you're going to have a game plan, because it's going to be very clear to you which of those things, which of those options are in your ability right now. which of those things you can actually do right now, you can get started on now, and which of those things are going to be the long-term goals that you're going to accomplish those in the future down the line, right? You're going to build up to those, and then you're not stuck anymore. You're not overwhelmed anymore. The next card coming up here for our darling Scorpios is the Queen of Cups, and that is beautiful Scorpio energy, right? It's water sign energy. Typically in tarot, the court cards are going to indicate a person influencing the situation. So Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And for some of you, there could be a fellow water sign coming into the equation. But as I said, I like to focus on you. And this is, I feel, you, Scorpio, coming into that beautiful water energy. Okay? Queen of Cups is very intuitive, very psychic, very healing, and she lives a life of abundance. Okay, so some of you are beginning to use your intuition and use your talents and gifts to bring abundance in. However, Queen of Cups comes up with a super duper important message, right? And that is that because she's so loving, because she's so nurturing, because she gives so much of herself, she has to remember to take time out to fill herself up, right? She's got to take some time to drink from that cup herself before she goes about giving it to anybody else, because if she doesn't, she's gonna run out. She's not gonna have any left for anybody. She's not gonna have any left for herself. She's gonna be too tired, too not feeling well to rejuvenate, to recharge. So the Queen of Cups comes up with the need to have self-care, but specifically emotional self-care. Okay, specifically emotional self-care. So this means making time to be in your feelings. If you need time to be sad or angry or release feelings, give yourself time to do that, as well as give yourself time to enjoy yourself, to be in your inspiration, to do the things that nourish your spirit, that bring you inspiration, that bring you happiness, that give you comfort, that give you soothing. Okay, emotional self-care is going to be a big part of this process of abundance, right? And when I say abundance, I don't only mean money. Okay, because we've got coins here, but we've also got cups, right? So abundance is every good thing, physically, emotionally, right? It's not only about finances. But if you can make time to be in the emotional self-care, it's going to keep you on track. It's going to keep you on track, and it's going to align you with receiving. Okay, a lot of you may have increased intuition right now. Again, make time for that. A lot of people always ask me, how can I strengthen my psychic gifts? How can I strengthen my abilities? Well, the first step is to heal. That is the first step. Okay, and some of you, maybe you're not like in a place where you need as much as healing as you did in the past, but now is the time for maintenance, right? You might have a car that has issues, and you may go get those issues taken care of, but just because you took care of it, it doesn't mean you don't have to stop for gas ever again. It doesn't mean that you never have to get new tires ever again. It doesn't mean that you don't have to change your oil every, few thousand miles. There's still maintenance that needs to be done. So a lot of you Scorpios have overcome a lot of things emotionally, and you've done a lot of healing, and Spirit is reminding you, look, in order to keep this progress going, you need to have that emotional maintenance. You need to have that time scheduled in, right? That nobody can interfere with that time. That's your emotional maintenance time. Your next card that's coming in is the Five of Wands. And this can indicate arguments, disagreements, fighting, arguing. It could indicate an inner conflict. Okay? Some of you are going to make a choice. You're going to choose a cup. And for some of you, people are not going to like the cup you chose. And the Queen of Cups is telling me for some of you, it's because you're making a choice based on what fulfills you, maybe even spiritually. There could be conflict for some of you that some people around you in your life are not approving of your spiritual path. Okay, or they feel that you should be doing something else with your life and they don't like the direction you're going in. Some of you, there could be this kind of energy coming up as you're making these decisions and these changes, right? Some of you, you are deciding not to be so generous with certain people, and these people may not be taking that lion down, so to speak. They might be confronting you about it. They might be trying to get mad at you about it, or make a big fuss, or make a big noise, thinking that you're gonna back down, or that you're gonna be embarrassed and you're gonna give in. But Scorpio, Scorpios have stingers, right? And it takes a lot to sting, right? It takes a Scorpio a lot to be like, all right, I'm gonna let this person have it. But when Scorpio lets somebody have it, ooh, they're never gonna forget. They're never gonna forget that Scorpio sting. And so I feel some of you are kind of conflicted about, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with, like, do I really want to sting? Do I really want to go that far with that person? Unfortunately, for some of you, I feel like this person is not giving you much of a choice or much of an option. Like, you're trying to be reasonable, but they might keep escalating and might keep escalating. So you might be in that energy where you're like, look, I don't want to be in this Five of Wands that goes on forever and ever and ever. I want to break out of this. This is nonsense. I'm going to shut this down. And so some of you might be, even though Five of Wands isn't typically like a burning of bridges energy, I'm feeling like a Five of Swords vibe here. Some of you might be shutting it down. Some of you might really be like, oh gosh, I don't know if I should do this, but I'm going to let this person have it. I'm going to tell it like it is. You know, when, like Scorpios, if they're angry, or they're in an argument with somebody, I think the best thing and the worst thing about Scorpio energy is, we Scorpios, when we get to that point and we say things, we don't say things out of anger that aren't true or that we don't mean, right? Sometimes people will say exaggerated things, or they'll say things because they just want to make somebody feel bad, but it's not true and they know it's not true. Scorpio is going to give the truth, and that's what stings people the most. And so some of you are like, oh, oh, should I do it, should I do it, should I do it? And some of you are feeling conflicted about that. Now, alternatively, on a more positive note, Five of Pentacles can be I'm not Five of Pentacles, I'm sorry. Five of Wands can be advancing in your business or in your career, in that you're being seen, you're being noticed, and you're making a name for yourself, right? Like, you're in the running. People are seeing you as competition, right? So some of you could be rising up in that way or in that regard as well. And maybe for some of you in that competition, you might have people coming for you that you're shutting that down, right? But there could be something here, Scorpio, where you're feeling kind of conflicted. I feel like Scorpios have come into a time where they finally have some peace in their life after a long period of drama. And I think that's why the Scorpios that are conflicted, that's why they're conflicted. They're like, oh gosh, I don't want the drama. I don't want the drama. I don't want, kind of like, you know what, like, Spirit is showing me? Spirit is showing me like a really big dog, like like an English Mastiff, or like a Great Dane, or like a really big dog, right? And there's this smaller dog, like coming at it and like barking in its face and jumping on it, and the dog keeps ignoring it. Okay, it's this little dog. It's whatever. Like, I could tear this dog apart. A little tiny. I'm gonna just ignore it. But then that dog starts to bite and starts to like physically like try to harm this bigger dog. And then, all right, I'm gonna have to put an end to this, but how hard do I want to go? Like, you don't want to misjudge your strength, or you're trying to use your strength wisely, right? Because you know that you're a lot more powerful than that little yapping, barking dog that's picking a fight with a very large dog that they have no reason picking a fight with. or no business picking a fight with, I should say. And so that's like the conflict. That's the conflict I'm feeling. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks those are gonna resonate with you more than your sun sign. They might add a little extra information sometimes too. If you want love and romance reading, that's linked in the description of the video. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, you can do so at calendly.com/amethystangelite. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I'm wishing you all a wonderful week ahead. Take care, my darlings.